Good Wednesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain AccuWeather, coming to you by way of the Captain AccuWeather Command Center. Are you ready for the hottest day in quite some time? You know, all of last year, we hit 94 3 times. So far this year, we've hit 94 officially in the shade at McGee Tyson Airport one time. And if you can see, my expectation today is hotter, it's more humid, and it's hazy. Oh, and we can throw in a 30% chance for showers and storms, mainly in the afternoon. So I didn't want to bury the lead. I thought I'd just go ahead and start this off with what might be one of the more taxing days you feel this summer, at least so far, and certainly you go back months ago, years ago, because it's been quite some time since we've been this hot. Right now, it's not 96, it's only 66. That's true if you're in Crossville, Sevierville. But it is 70 in Knoxville, and it's 69 in Oak Ridge. Want to show you, though, the temperatures are going to be warming up rather rapidly today. Our friends in Newport, 66. Maryville, Alcoa, 68. Good morning to you, as it is Wednesday, the 26th of June. My goodness, where did the time go? 67 currently in Middlesboro. Bell County, our friends in Bell County, starting to warm up. 68 in Oak Ridge, and 69 in Oak Ridge, 68 in, say, Jacksboro and Oneida. That just gives you a starting point of where things are. And it is more humid, because yesterday we were in the upper 50s, low 60s. I think it was, about 61 Knoxville. Dew point's now 63 Knoxville, 67 Oak Ridge. So it is going to be a touch more humid. You'd be hard-pressed to find some 50s here. I see Greenville might be the exception here. But if you're on the call, just want to say good morning to you. And visibility, I don't believe is a problem. We do like to look at that in terms of the visibility as far as fog is concerned. Oh, yes, a little baseball there. A little bit of fog, maybe in spots in gray, but really not too much to get too excited about. I want to say good morning to you. I'm on both YouTube and Facebook. I've left something very special for you. We're going to show you some great pictures, because I had the chance to save you a tank of gas, or even a gallon of gas, and the traffic. I went downtown to the Knoxville baseball parade, the big Tennessee Volunteer National title win, and I want to share some of those pictures with you here in a moment. Good morning, says Fred. He's on the call. Hey, Fred on the call. I think I got Fred on the call. Let's see if I got Fred. Fred's here. Let's put him on the screen. But there he is. Fred says good morning. He has 68 degrees in Maryville. That's consistent with what I'm seeing in some other areas as well. So very thankful to have Fred on here. If you've got a comment, I'd love to say hi to you as we go back to the maps. Visibility, not an issue. Temperatures going to be warming up quickly. We want to say again, congratulations. I know it's still, you can't get off this mountaintop, rocky top, as far as the excitement that was associated with the baseball victory just a couple of nights ago now. But 2024 will be remembered for that for sure. Now, I went downtown yesterday evening. I got down there about, I guess it was closer to 10 after 6. Things were really starting to populate. Oh, of course, I saw the NCAA champs sign on the bus as many of the players began to pull in. Of course, Market Square was crazy. Yes, I saw some empty seats. It was standing room only at Market Square. You say, what are you talking about? Oh, you know, yeah, there were people hanging out from the balcony. Oh, they do that all the time. Well, this was a special occasion. Everybody was wearing, as many people could, wear their orange and white. So whether they were in the balcony, I saw Dolly Parton there. You say, nobody saw Dolly Parton. Well, technically, I didn't actually see Dolly. I saw Dolly looking at me. She was doing this thing on the mural, right? I saw Dolly Parton there, and she was there in spirit, I'm sure. She might have been there incognito, I don't know, but I do see her mural there, and I did see a lot of folks at Market Square. So if you didn't get downtown, you might have seen some of the TV coverage on it. It was an exciting time, electric, and an amazing time. It was all about the fans. It was all about the awesome baseball performance this year, and I got a chance to see some great pictures. And I had some great videos to share with you as well. My premium members got all my pictures, quite a few, more than a dozen or so of great pictures like this, so I wanted to share them with you. Also, I did post a great video as Christian Moore and other players were rolling in on their cars at the parade. I think that's had X number of views, but the Tony Vitello, twice as many views. I find that interesting, ladies. I find that interesting. Tony Vitello is getting twice as many views on my Facebook page as Christian Moore. Who knew? Who knew? Anyway, the ultimate Down the Radar presented by your local Marco's Pizza. Not much to see here, but if we go back 12 hours, oh, you knew there might be something. You'd have to look up towards Somerset, which is hiding behind my banner there. Maybe just southwest of Corbin. A little passing shower, but it really had no chance of getting into Tennessee. Most of the rain right now is northwest of Nashville. There will be some potential showers and storms developing as we head into the latter part of the day, particularly in the afternoon. and into the evening hours. More downpours across Missouri and now moving across parts of the Midwest. Also some activity across the Great Lakes. But a very active pattern, a hot weather day. Certainly want to make sure you are prepared for what's to come. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the rainfall. Some of you think it's been so dry this year. Actually, it hasn't. I got some numbers for you. Ready? All right, we had, 8.5 inches of rain in May, fourth wettest May ever on record, going back to 1871. But we've actually had, as you look at this full screen, let me go back full screen, 4.29, right? That's more than a month's worth, but it's been coming in with a 2-week dry spell. We had only 0.06 inches in about 13 days. So it was a very dry start. It was a very wet start to June, and then it pulled back. And then, of course, we had a little bit more. But I do want to mention to you, as I talk about this, yesterday we hit 93 degrees as expected. Started off at 63. Normal high and low, 88, 67. The record high today, 101. Remember that. 101 back in 1988. That wasn't that long ago. Some of you were like, remember 1988. It wasn't that long ago. You were a big fan of the 80s. But I will say this, 50 degrees, the record low, 1974. We're not going to be 101, but it could feel like that. That's my point. It could feel like it's 98 to 101 with the heat index. 98 to 101, that will be the heat index if we hit 96, which I suspect we will. If we hit 96, it's a hot day. No question about that. And we are, if you're keeping track, like Captain Accurate, I do. We've gone from number 90 so far to number 61. As the top wettest June. Now, granted, I don't think we're going to move much higher down the list, but it is interesting to see that it was 1928. We had over 11 inches of rain in the month of June. Usually, you might think associated with tropical weather, which we're not getting. But the last big rain we had was Sunday. Just a couple of days ago, we had 0.88 inches officially at the airport. I want to say good morning to you. A couple of other notes. Kelly Hart says good morning. Can I put her on the big screen? I believe I can. Look, Kelly, I want to say hi to you. She's on here so that you know what she looks like. Ta-da! There she is. And she's on Facebook. She's got a little smiley face there. I believe maybe a little cool sunshine icon. And I see another note here. Marilyn Bell, noting because it's going to be so hot, Marilyn's got some good advice for all of us. She says, please give the outside pets fresh water daily with ice chunks in it. They need it. Yeah, they'll need it today. They'll need it for sure. So again, thank you for Marilyn Bell's update for the good tips, good advice, good reminder for sure as we talk about the weather that's going to be obviously hot today. Top 10 wettest Junes are on your screen. I think the most recent one that was in recent memory was 2013. We had over 9 1/3 inches of rain, so some time ago. By the way, with all the sunshine, with all the heat, some of the tips from our friends at the National Weather Service. Never, 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 never leave anyone or pets alone in a locked car. You'd be amazed how people say, I just didn't think about it. Please think about that. Don't ever leave your pets or anyone in the car, a locked car in this type of weather. Monitor others exercising, playing sports, frequent breaks, and bring water to outdoor activities. Just some good tips when you're talking about extreme heat. Now, we've had 6 days straight of 90-degree weather. We might get a break tomorrow. We might head back to 89 on Thursday, but today, 96 would certainly eclipse what we had on Sunday. And some of you, because I read your posts, I do read your posts on Facebook, said, man, this is tough. This heat's for the birds. I don't like it. I know what it is. It's tough. But when you look at these are the numbers officially at McGee Tyson, your backyard thermometer may be vastly different. But as far as what's measured in the shade, about 6 feet off the ground, the official numbers are on your screen. By the way, it's 6:49. My goal is to be done in about 11 minutes or less. We've had now 10 days. 10 days. Oops, my 10 kind of fell off the mark there. Yeah, it's so hot. It fell off its keister. But as far as it was the 10 days, we go back to 2018, we had 44. 2017, we had 18 days. We had only 11 in 2013. It was a very rainy summer. I can point that out. We just saw that in the top 10 Junes. We had over 9 inches in 2013. So some folks, I remember back in those days when I was still working local news, said they didn't get a chance to use their boat much in 2013 because it was so rainy. But we can have summers where it's hot, 76 days in 2016. And when the summer that I got here in February of 2010, we had 77 days. So if you're keeping track, you're curious about the averages. And again, keeping track of averages are fun, but that's what they are. They're just averages. You know, a grade of C in a classroom might be average, but there's going to be some that get an A, some get an F, but you get an average of a C. Anyway, these are the averages. 7 days is what we usually see in June. We've already surpassed that. In May, we didn't even have a day. We had 0. But we're up to 10 days so far. We typically get 12 days in July, and 10 days in August, average about 34. I think we're probably closer to 37 the way things are moving. With this particular summer ahead, we still have some hot days to come. 70 degrees right now in Morristown. A shout out to Maryland Bell, White Pine, Talbot, Jefferson City, and Dandridge. 67 Newport, 68 right now in Rockwood. It's 69 in Clinton Oak Ridge, and 68 Jacksboro and La Follette. Dew points have come up into the 60s. It's sticky. Let's talk about this humidity thing, because I know right now, when you look at the temperature of 70, the dew point 73, it might feel like it's 2 degrees warmer. It might feel like it's 72 now, but imagine if it actually feels like it's 98 to 101 today. How would you prepare differently? Would you wear lighter colored clothing? I hope so. Would you stay in the air conditioning? Maybe you hang out at the grocery store. Maybe check out a movie during the hottest time of the day. These things might be good tips. We have no wind to speak of. A few areas might have 2 or 3 or 4 miles an hour, but most of us are pretty slow with the wind. Temperature 78 in Nashville, 80 in Memphis, while they're in the 60s in Johnson City and in the 60s around the Biltmore in Asheville, North Carolina. Dew points are stickier, where you see 70s. That would be Memphis. That would be Jackson. 74 in Tupelo feels like the swamp, I'm sure. And some of the humidity will try to work its way back in here today. That's one of the key here. Feel things. It feels like 72, but it already feels like it's 82 in Memphis, Tennessee at this particular hour here at 6:52. Now let's talk about water vapor. This map looked vastly different yesterday. We were kind of in that brown-orange area, which is the dryness. This is the water vapor map, really helpful when we're looking at tropics, but it also shows you some of the green areas that are really building between Louisville and Nashville. Those are associated with perhaps some showers and storms, but they're also bringing in more humidity here as compared to yesterday. And we track this humidity often. We'll look at this through midday. It looks like it's not zero. It's probably less if you're in Bryson City or Asheville, but even by 5 o'clock, there might be a sharp distinction where it's more humid west and less humid east. I'm thinking east like Morristown might have less humidity as compared to Crossville at that time. Heading into tomorrow, oh, it's humid everywhere. And it's pretty unbearable if you're not a fan of the heat, although temperatures tomorrow may struggle to get to 89. It may not be as hot tomorrow. We still have a 30% chance for showers and storms on Thursday as we do today. And when it rains, it could be locally heavy. And when it rains, it could pour. We could have strong to severe storms today as well. So keep an eye on the sky. It's very active right now to the far west, west of Nashville at this particular time. By the way, it's 6:53. I'm eyeballing the comments. If you got a note on Facebook, let me know. If you're on YouTube, I think I got some YouTube comments. Ooh, I see Steve Stone. He's on here. I think I could put him on the screen. He is also on the call here. Let me see if I could get Steve on my call here. There's Steve, and he is saying hello, good morning to Steve. He's on YouTube. He's represented. I got the YouTube, the red icon right there. He's on YouTube. Wants to say Steve Stone with a happy face and a son. Glad to have him on here. And as far as what we're seeing from Wanda, I believe she's pointing out school. What is this about? Wanda says, as we go back to Facebook, I'm looking at my different tabs on my browser. She says school starts 1st of August. Hope it's not so hot for the kids. Good idea. But keep in mind, these things run in cycles, right? If I had told you after the month of May and the first week of June, because it was so wet, that we were going to have a dry spell, but I'll believe it when I see it. It's kind of one of those situations where a lot of people just got to go with the flow. They like to look out the window and they figure they've got all they need to know, but sometimes we know these things can change, and they can change on a dime. By the way, the sun came up at 6:22 now. That's a change from yesterday. It was 6:21. You might not notice it, but sun sets at 8:56. That continues on. But we do lose a few seconds each day as our days are getting a little bit shorter, but won't really be noticeable probably till mid-August when you say, hey, the sun's going down before 8:30. Oh, man. That's how you're going to feel, like I do, usually by mid-August. By the way, it's only June 26. You head out the door, you're going to find some hazy sunshine. 81 at 10, 93 at 2. Are you kidding me? This is what I expect. You mean 97? Is that a misprint? No, it's not. And with the feels like temperature of 98 to 101, that's what I expect. So please make sure you drink lots of water. And if you stopped by Weigel's yesterday, you might have picked up all sorts of beverages. So ways to stay hydrated, because they were giving out all sorts of freebies in response to the national championship title to the baseball team of the Tennessee Vols. Love it. 95 in Newport, 91 in Crossville. Looking for high noon night at 92. By the way, the Hurricane Center has 2 areas they're watching. There's a 30% chance way off to the edge of the screen. I think I just flew by that. and a 20% chance. So we've got areas where the tropics are not totally quiet, but they're slow movers, slow developers. We'll know more late week, but these are the probabilities over the next 7 days from our friends at the Hurricane Center. The water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico is still very warm in the low 80s, so they're conducive for more development. We've already had Alberto, so if we get 2 named storms, it would be Burl and Chris. Burl and Chris could be crossed off the list in the next 7 days. Potentially, we'll have to wait and see. By the way, it's 6:56, hazy, hotter, more humid today. Showers and storms develop today. 30% chance, and a few storms again on Thursday. Right now, we've got 70 degrees. We have pressure. It's 29.93 inches. In fact, it's just dropped to 69. I believe that is the new 7 o'clock temperature. But here's where we're headed. My goodness, it jumps up to 96. But if you're going to the store, you've got errands to run, hopefully you can do it before midday, because by midday today, noontime, we should be around 88 degrees, keeping an eye on what's going on here. I got a note from Wanda. She's asking about the tropics. I got Tyler. He's on here. Do I have Tyler on here? I do have Tyler. So let's put Tyler on the screen. He says, hello. He says, good morning. Tyler's, hey, good morning from Tellico Plains. Glad to have Tellico Plains and Monroe County represented here. Glad to have Tyler as we continue to move on through the Valley Planner. Average high this time of year is 88, so we're going to be running quite a bit warmer than we are normally. 60% chance of rain Sunday is my best chance. So if you don't feel like it got enough rain, and I'll tell you what, those who get the rain will say it was too much too fast, just because of the humid air mass. All that humidity will translate to locally heavy rainfall. So it's feast or famine, maybe between now and Sunday, but I think the best chance across the board will be on Sunday. All right, we got to get to the Storm Prediction Center maps. I mean, look at this. This is populated now, not with 1, not with 2, but now 3 areas in yellow that wasn't all there yesterday. So the Storm Prediction Center working extra hard. Well, they work hard all the time. But they're noticing there are some areas that of concern that would be most of Arkansas, northern Mississippi, and we can include areas east of Denver, particularly North Texas and western sections of Nebraska and Kansas that might have some scattered severe storms. There's also concern in all of West Virginia, most of Pennsylvania, all of Delaware and New Jersey, and eastern sections of Kentucky, where there could be some scattered severe storms. But you say, what about my town? Let's zoom in. My town does not include Knoxville, but it might include Clinton, yes, Oak Ridge, yes, Harriman in dark green. These are the isolated severe storms. The biggest concern is not a tornado. Not even concerned about tornado, not even hail, just some damaging wind. Is that all? Yeah, damaging wind, that's all. That means you could get the locally heavy rain, and you could also get the downed trees. Boo! That's not what you want, but that's what I'm just the messenger for. Lexington is colored yellow at the very top of this map, and you can see most of eastern Kentucky under scattered. So the storms might be more vigorous there. East of Monticello. Monticello is green. That would be isolated. But this is their expectation. That's not to say you couldn't get a strong storm in Maryville, but there's a better chance north and west of Knoxville proper. Thursday, more concerned areas in Billings, Rapid City, back toward parts of the Midwest. And if you're headed to the beach, Thursday doesn't look all that grand at the beach because you could have disruptive weather. Thursday, we got Wrightsville Beach, Myrtle Beach, Charleston, some isolated severe storms possible there on Thursday, and you can see general thunderstorms possible tomorrow. I have a 30% chance all the same. And then Friday, we've got areas just south of Omaha, but it's Kansas City, southern Iowa, northern Missouri, western Illinois for scattered severe storms on Friday. We've got the potential for more storms, about a 20% chance is the way I see it on Friday, 30% chance Saturday, 60% chance on Sunday. It is now 6:59. Pick out your favorite area because I can see by midday it's really lighting up across parts of the area. It just doesn't show signs of being widespread in coverage. But when it rains, it can pour just from the fact that this front's going to be moving in tonight. I think it's going to fall apart. I don't think it's going to be quite as aggressive as you see here, but anticipating more opportunities for rain on Thursday as this front likely will stall to our south. Once we move into Friday, still unsettled. Best chance of rain will be in the Carolinas and Georgia, and so it goes. But by the time we hit Sunday, that next front's going to try and approach, and we're going to see things start to light up the sky heading into your weekend. A lot of humidity coming our way. Futurecast shows our temperatures by midday. Are you ready for this? Pick out your, how about 89, 88, 89 around lunchtime today. That's pretty tough to take. 88 in Kingston. By 2 o'clock this afternoon, many of us will be in the lower 90s. You say, surely it's going to stop now. Not yet. Not until the rain maybe moves in, and there's some storms in red. beginning to populate near Fentress County, Wayne County, Kentucky. There's 4 o'clock. We're already up to 95. I think we could squeeze out a 96. So if this is the 5 o'clock scenario, the best chance of rain will be northwest of Knoxville, and it's going to be very hot and very humid. Ed says, good morning. Have a hazy, lazy day. Glad to see Ed on here. I believe Ed's talking the language that many of us are thinking, right? We're thinking, hey, we'll take a little bit of haze and humidity. There he is. Oh, yeah, for sure. But make sure you keep those pets hydrated, and don't forget to check on your neighbors, whether they're elderly or not. It's always neighborly to say, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Hope everything is well. Meanwhile, showers and storms 6 o'clock tonight look like this. Maybe some downpours in Crossville in the heart of Cumberland County. Something to watch. But I think as we head into the evening, and once the sun sets, around 8:56, a lot of these storms will go bye-bye. And like they do, you lose the heat source, a lot of the storms start to fade away. So really, once it gets dark, I think it's just spotty rain, spotty storms on the evening outlook once it gets dark tonight. Heading into Thursday, we'll warm things back up into the upper 80s, not quite as hot as it was maybe today, not nearly as hot, maybe by the tune of 7 degrees cooler tomorrow. But then we're going to continue to watch the potential for more development this weekend. All right, it is 7:02. I've gone long enough, but I had some pictures. It was worth it. 96 today, hazy, hot, and humid. Storms develop, just a 30% chance. Winds are light variable now. They'll pick up out of the southwest 5 to 10. Ooh, 5 to 10. Hot temperatures today. Hot and hazy and humid. Certainly a warm day. I want to say a good morning to our friend Miranda Collins. She's on the screen too. She's on the big screen. Good to see you, Miranda. Stay warm or stay cool. I guess I would say stay cool. But certainly a hot day in Oak Ridge. Hot day in Morristown, 94. Well, Follett could hit 95 today. And it's not going to be a cakewalk. If you're headed to Columbia, South Carolina, they're going to be like our friends in Omaha a couple of days ago. Columbia should be around 102 today, as could, might be, Augusta. And 100 for Huntsville, 99 for Chattanooga. Hard to escape. If I say that feels like temperature, 98 to 101, I think is reasonable. 71 your low temperature tonight, more clouds and sticky, some spotty storms. That's your tonight forecast. 66 for Wartburg, 69 for Newport. Looking for a low in Tellico Plains and Maryville, around 70. So it's icky, it's sticky, with some spotty storms once the sun goes down. 7-day forecast. I love this little animation above my Wednesday. See, it's hot, and then it just melts, right? Because that's really kind of how we're going to feel. If you don't feel that right now, by the time you watch this video, some of you might watch it later today, you go, man, he was right on. It was hot. It was like, it wasn't 96, it was 100 where I was. No, it's going to feel like 100, my friend. It's just going to be about 96 in the shade. 89 on Thursday. Few storms. We go into, that's a little pullback, right? That's a treat tomorrow. 89. We'll be near 90. But it's hot again in the mid-90s on Friday and Saturday. 91 on Sunday. And then so it goes. We're back into the low to mid-90s early next week. But the dew points, once they come up and your lows are around 74, forget about it. It's going to be pretty sticky. No question about that. Very thankful for you. If you haven't picked up the Captain Accurate Weather app, I don't know what you're waiting for. You get weather and traffic together, perfect together with Pete Michaels Traffic. You're engineered by Barron Weather, so you get the best in the country. Critical weather intelligence. You get all the National Weather Service alerts, 3 extras, plus the lightning alerts, because you might be at the neighborhood pool, you might be at the lake, you might be at the beach this summer, where you might say, you know, it was very helpful. I got on a lightning alert. I didn't even know they were going to pop up today. That's the type of situation you have with our free Captain Accurate Weather app. If you want to join us on Premium, we'd love to have you join us. You get all sorts of extra information. I do about 15 to 20 posts per day. But our focus is beyond the next 7 days. We've been talking about Independence Day weekend for weeks. We've been showing signs of what it could look like for you and your family on Independence Day and beyond. But you're also the first to see every forecast. My premium members are the most well-informed in East Tennessee, in my view, because I tell them everything I need to know or should know before anybody else. You get more Facebook Lives, you get fewer ads. It's only 16 cents a day. Is that right? Did you say 16 cents a day? But you're posting 15 to 20 times? I don't know, it's crazy. But you could join us. Just hit the subscribe button on Facebook at the top of this Facebook page. Want more information? Go to CaptainAccurate.com. Very thankful for all of you. And again, had a great time yesterday enjoying some of the parade. The parade was phenomenal. And if you didn't get to see some of my videos, check them out. My premium members, they got basically everything on my camera roll. But it's awesome if you're a big fan of Tennessee baseball, which has obviously now the moniker national title. Anyway, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.